Hello everyone, so wanted to give a quick update on my 2000 GT. I know most of you following me are doing so due to Fox body content, and I promise I'm going to get into that. But for now, with it being summertime, I've been playing around with the cars more than doing videos on, various technical things. But anyway, here's my 2000 GT. I've had it for about a month. I did an intro video on that, and I figure I'd give an update video as to what I've been doing on this thing. So I have been driving it. It has cleaned up quite well, actually. I did correct a number of mechanical issues. I still have a couple issues to fix, but for the most part, it's been a nice, solid driver overall. So if you watch the first video, you'll notice a few changes, especially on the front end. I've got the 01 headlights, Mach 1 grille, and the Mach 1 chin spoiler. I do have a hood scoop, but I haven't actually decided if I want to put it on yet. I kind of like the look without the scoop, but we'll think about it a bit. I also noticed the polished Cobra wheels for my Fox body have moved over to this car. I don't think this will be the permanent wheels I'm going to run, but they're going to be on here for now. The paint still sucks. We'll work on that someday. Maybe a next spring thing where I give this thing a heavy detail, polish it, etc. The trunk is the worst part here. These are actually chips in the paint. Not sure how it happened, but I am looking for a new trunk. I'm just going to replace the entire trunk. Other cosmetic stuff, I did score a new set of well liner trim, so this will be getting replaced. Let me cut to a clip. I'll show you what I've been doing on painting that. But as soon as I get around to it, I'm going to take all that rusted trim out and swap it with a brand new, well, not brand new, but freshly painted trim. Like you said, the paint will need some work here. And here's the freshly painted convertible well trim that I'm going to be putting on. Just need to find some time to pull that all apart. I have the centerpiece as well, but these look quite nice. This side is not too bad. I've got some water staining here that I need to see if I can get out. On the passenger door, I got the same thing. It looks like the water just came down. There's no shine to this paint at all. It looks good wet, but I have my work cut out for me in terms of polishing this. I do have this one dent right here. I'm gonna see what I have to do to get that out here. But you can see that the paint, this is all just rain damage, but the paint has no life to it at all. But it's a good 20-footer. That's all I want. And in the interior, we've been hard at work cleaning this up. I don't know if you could really tell before, but it's much cleaner. Granted, there's still a lot of work to do, and I plan to do this over time. The driver's seat is the worst. I'm gonna reupholster this. There's a kit, a cheaper kit, not the TMI kit, that I'm gonna try over the winter. What I did was I took this bottom was on the passenger seat. I took the covering off, swapped them. I figure while I'm driving, at least I'll sit on the worst one and the passenger one won't look too bad. I did change the headrests. I got the interior update grade package headrests. I was not a fan of the small headrests. I did destroy this trim piece trying to get it out. So as you notice, there's a nice clean black one in there. I haven't gotten around to painting it. I did get the LMR paint that matches. Back over here, running an original Mach 1 shift knob that I've had since 2003 or 4. I repaired the Mach 460 radio. I had a parts radio. I was able to get that working. So these both work excellent. I charged the AC, more on that in a bit. And I ended up getting one of these cell phone mounts. I have not decided if I want to take this whole panel out and do a doubled-in conversion. I would like Apple CarPlay and all that fun stuff just to make my driving experience better, but for the moment, we're just going to go with this. The head visors I had to change, so I scored a set on eBay. Those are pretty clean. Overall, just cleaning the interior up. The seat needs to go. Floor mats I'll need to get. I do have some water intrusion issues. I think I have an issue with the seal here. So this header seal here, where the water comes in, something is happening here where it's not going to the outside, it's going to the inside, drops down here, soaks this area here. This seal from Ford has been discontinued. I tried to get it, so I think I'm going to go with the reproduction one. I know 2001 redesigned the seal for better fit, so I think I'm going to pick up an entire 2001 convertible kit and just try that out. Now in terms of water leaks, I also have the standard leak back here where this gets soaked. Water goes in down the top, flows into this channel here, drops all the way down here. I have cleaned the drain down there, but I have noticed that there's some seepage around the seams here. So I'm gonna have to get some sealant and seal that up. And then my third water leak, I haven't identified, but when it rains, it gets soaked right here. The next time we have a rainstorm, I'm gonna lay down some towels, peel this back, see if I can pinpoint where it's coming. The seal seems to be intact here. I don't know if it's coming down from the top because that seems dry, but I'm gonna have to investigate. This is a brand new top. So here's the top up. As you can see, this came out fantastic here. This was a brand new top. It was covered in a lot of mold and mildew. If you go back to that, you'll see that this top was just very nasty. And now it's actually quite clean. It is I believe this is a canvas sailcloth top. This is not the original one. It's been changed out. It does have a glass window. They did an excellent job with this top, so I don't suspect there's any leaks from the top. But when it rains, I have to investigate if there's a leak in this corner here, because this is kind of the area where the trunk gets wet. But for the most part, the water drains down here, drops down here, and that's where I get my water leak issue. Now, I used this stuff here. Got it on Amazon, pretty cheap, to get the top. Wet the whole top down, sprayed this, scrubbed it, gave it a minute, rinsed it off, gave it another scrub. This is bleach, or there is bleach in here, so you got to be careful. Do it quick and then rinse the hell out of it with water. Otherwise you run the risk of bleaching yourself or bleaching the top. Also, wear crappy clothes, because like I said, this is bleach. It will ruin your shirt. So we'll go ahead and fire it up. The last video I did, the AC clutch was rattling away, so I want to kind of do a nice clean startup here. So it idles beautifully. I have put about maybe 400 miles, 300 something miles on this car since I got it going. So we're sitting at 69,309 miles. Stock exhaust, no desire to change that. I'm just going to leave it stock. My Fox body is loud enough for both of these cars. Now, electrically speaking, I did have to address a few things. This had a power draw, and the cause of that was the typical Mach 460 amps. One of them was burned up. I'll see if I can show a picture. Some of the resistors were burned, but it's typically from water leaking through here on the back, drops right down on the amps, shorts them out, you get a power draw. So that's what that issue was. But once I fixed that, I fixed the amps, fixed the radio, and then I needed to get a brand new battery. Found a couple amps on eBay. I think I got them for like 20 bucks for the pair. Swapped them in, no power draw. Everything's working quite well on here. I did replace the AC clutch, so that is brand new. When I fired up the AC, it didn't work. There was pressure in there, so it wasn't totally empty. It was just low. No idea where it was leaking from. I had my sniffer. It does have dye in it. I have not been able to find the source of where the leak is, so I just charged it. It's been a month and it's been working beautifully, nice and cold. So I will work on that a little bit more to see if I can find the leak and such. It also had an issue with the e-brake switch. It was intermittent, which didn't allow me to put the top down. So I had to change that out. Another thing you'll notice, I'm a little disappointed to see, this is a dormant intake. So I'm probably down 20 horsepower. So the PI intake seems to have been discontinued, so I'm on the search for a good used PI intake. Other things, I think I have a small little exhaust leak on this side of the car. When the car is cold, I can hear a tick. I have the windows up and such. It goes away when it warms up, but I want to address that as well. So I also yanked the air silencer, put a Motorcraft filter in there. This thing was filthy. I don't even know if it's ever been changed. Cleaned the mass air sensor, the ACT. I bled the brakes. The fluid came out pretty much black, as you would expect. It's probably never been done. Braking performance was improved dramatically after that. It's actually, before it was quite scary on the highway if you had a panic stop. But now that I've bled that, it's where you would expect it to be. When I was bleeding the brakes, I did happen to notice that the control arms, the inside bushings were all cracked and falling apart, and my ball joint boots were totally destroyed. So this car needs, really before I do too much else, a set of front control arms, both sides. Underside, not too bad. Those are original 2000, well, I think it was actually a 99 build. I do not know why that one is cocked like that. It's all welded. The welds aren't broken. I've tried to twist it. It's all one piece and perfect. No idea that was done, as far as I can tell, from the factory. But everything here is pretty much clean. Stock 327s. I do need to change this fluid. But for a New England car, especially Massachusetts, it's got some light surface rust, but for those of you up here in the Rust Belt, you'll agree this is not too bad. More videos of the underside. These are the factory subframe connectors. Factory H-pipe. Cats over there. But it's pretty clean under here. Nothing really alarming and such. And again, just some video of the underside here. So these control arms are a little bit rusty, but I don't know if I can see the boots here, but they definitely need to be addressed. And one additional note on the shifter. It's just terrible. I've been driving stick for 20 years, mostly in the Fox body. I haven't really driven a stock shifter in a while, but you know, this is just, I'll admit, you know, a couple times I went to do a 3/4 shift and I hit the gate and it wouldn't get in. But for the first time ever, casually shifting second to first. Good thing I slowly let the clutch out and caught it, but this has to go. So I did order an MGW shifter. So I've got the MGW shifter in the mail. Got 3.3 quarts of ATF for the transmission. But that's also on the list of things that I need to do here. And one final note here. I think I am going to change these wheels. So these are summer performance tires that are on these polished 01 Cobra style wheels. These wheels also came on 03 and 04 GTs that had the premium package, and then it optioned up for these bright wheels. But I think I'm going to go down to bullets. I know some folks are screaming at me, what are you doing? But I actually like bullet wheels better on these cars, especially with black. So I think I'm going to make the change there when I get a set of all seasons for this car. But right now, my priority is to change out the two front control arms. The ball joints aren't bad. The boots are just gone, so eventually they're going to rust up and start to fail. So I want to address that quickly. But I will take care of that, and then I'll give an update when all that work is done. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching.